Match, chat, date. In a nutshell, that's what Tinder means these days. And the associated app is one of the most successful online dating platforms around. Worldwide, more than 40 million users access Tinder every month, and every second American between the ages of 16 and 29 has already tried the app. Tinder is, therefore, almost a social study, and it is not surprising that interesting experiments are carried out with the dating platform again and again. Which brings us amazing information to light. We've taken a closer look at this topic, and today we're going to show you 7 real Tinder experiments with unbelievable results. Included are real-life experiments that completely backfired, and Tinder dates that were a real disappointment. But we'll also show you which qualities Tinder users particularly value, and reveal whether the truth is always the most popular. So, as always, it's going to be very exciting, here at Wonderlane. Number 6, and an experiment that should prove that you can discover the whole world with Tinder. The creators of the YouTube channel Yes Theory came up with this idea. The guys are known for always getting out of their comfort zone in their videos, and in 2016, they wanted to use Tinder to travel to Europe's biggest metropolises without having to spend a penny. Instead, they wanted to spend the night at their Tinder dates' homes and hit the nightlife with them. Easier said than done, because the first day in Amsterdam was anything but promising.
Thousands, 2,000 to 3,000 girls, and I've been doing that for hours, and I've gotten like motherfucking 10 matches. It's so embarrassing.
The guys spent the whole day looking for a date, and it wasn't until the end of the day that they met Sandra via the app, with whom they were finally allowed to spend the night. The group then had more luck in Paris. Here, the YouTubers met 5 different women and even had a romantic date on the Eiffel Tower. No wonder the guys were completely euphoric. But the Tinder experiment threatened to fail completely in Barcelona, and the YouTubers drew a disappointing interim conclusion. They found out that, out of more than 10,000 potential dates, they only had 30 matches, and were accordingly frustrated. Nevertheless, they finally met a group of young people in Barcelona thanks to Tinder, and spent the last few days of their trip with them. The experiment was based on the results of an official study. It said that the biggest fear of men is that their Tinder date could turn out to be fat. YouTuber Kong Pham was also aware of this study and wanted to get to the bottom of this matter. That's why he hired a slim actress to go on a few Tinder matches. For her dates, however, the actress named Sarah got a fat suit on and was thus hardly recognizable. Kong Pham and his team watched the dates with a hidden camera to see how the men would react to Sarah's new look.
No, not.
And indeed, the experiment confirmed the study. Because of the 5 dates Sarah was supposed to meet that day, only 1 man took the time to get to know her better. The other dates gave Sarah an ice-cold rebuff and simply left her sitting there. Although Tinder is extremely simple, the app does not lead to success for all singles. According to a study, men with an average appearance have a particularly hard time finding a partner on Tinder. Australian YouTuber Alexander Grace also wanted to prove this and dared an experiment with his girlfriend Zara. Zara was supposed to create a Tinder profile in Alexander's name and contact other women. He wanted to show her how difficult it is for normal men to meet women on Tinder, because supposedly 78% of female users only want to meet really good-looking men. Zara didn't want to believe this, and was optimistic that she would find many suitable women for Alexander within a week. But after 7 days, disillusionment set in. She was totally disappointed, because she had some matches, but hardly any woman bothered to reply to a message from her. This had never happened to her personally before.
My friends can tell me the experience, but we can't really
feel the whole thing. We can feel a little bit, we have empathy, of course, but once we are actually in the situation, it's much different, and we can actually feel maybe what some guys feel, and it's not good.
The experiment left a lasting mark on Zara, because she wouldn't have thought it could be so hard for men on Tinder, and she said herself that she had now developed a whole new way of looking at things. It's possible to find love on Tinder, but sometimes users just want to have fun and are looking for a, let's say, uncomplicated date. But how do women actually react when they're approached directly and without any detours for a quick encounter? Brian Atlas from Whatever also asked himself this question. The YouTube channel is known for its pranks and social experiments, and this time, Brian signed up for Tinder and collected over 1,000 matches with his profile. And if that wasn't impressive enough, he ended up asking every woman the same question, and that was if they wanted to sleep with him. The reactions to this offensive question were extremely varied, and while many women didn't react at all or simply answered a curt no, Brian was even reported on Tinder by some users. However, there were also women who answered his question in the affirmative, and then it got really funny. Brian didn't leave it at the question and countered with funny answers.
That's one way to break the ice. That's not the only thing I'll be breaking.
The video went viral and proved that sometimes even an impudent question can lead to a goal. 23-year-old Violet Starr also wanted an honest answer from her Tinder matches and dared a very special experiment. She didn't lie about her looks or her profession, but confronted her matches with the truth right from the start. And the truth about the 23-year-old American is quite spicy. Violet Starr is an actress and earns her money with very revealing films. And that's why she wanted to know from her Tinder matches which of them would be willing to meet with a professional erotic actress. Violet initially assumed that almost all of the men would be intimidated by her job, but the opposite was true. Most men had no reservations about her profession and were not put off by it.
Which is the person that I would be getting to know. Oh my god, that's so exciting!
She even had serious conversations with some matches, and realized that she could be offensive about her job in the future. However, it is not known whether her Tinder matches also resulted in an official date. Tinder is primarily about looks. If you like the look of a potential match, you swipe to the right. If not, you simply swipe to the left. This selection process is extremely superficial, but effective and fast. But what is it actually like to judge someone in real life only by their looks? Apparently, some YouTubers have already asked themselves this question and have therefore simply moved Tinder to real life, like the creators of the YouTube channel Jubilee. They allowed singles to choose their favorites from 30 potential matches. And while you simply swipe to the left in the app and don't worry at all about the rejected users, it's pretty hard to reject your potential matches in real life. As a rule, you don't want to hurt anyone, and the experiment clearly showed how much an app like Tinder can scratch users' self-confidence.
She smiled, but then yeah, complete left. Didn't feel good, per se.
That's it for our video. Feel free to write us in the comments which experiment you found particularly interesting, and which experiences you have already made with Tinder. Otherwise, like this video if you enjoyed it, and see you next time, here at Wonderlane.